the first time we went to Canada's Wonderland, and we didn't have to go outside of lunch and get food from our car that we brought from That was a great memory. And another one was when I was a little bit older. I went to stay over at my Uncle Dariush's house in, I think it was in Mississauga. And before that, we went to the Persian area of Toronto, and we went to a Persian video rental store. I didn't know such a thing existed. It was called Pars Video. And before every movie that you watch from there, it says Pars Video. And that was like stuck in my head. But when I always remember that Pars Video logo, or the jingle, or whatever you want to call it, before old boring movies my parents would watch. And so I was not excited of going to rent a Persian movie. But my uncle said, okay, let's get a funny movie for you. I said, okay. I vaguely remember that Samad, the character in Persian movies, had funny movies. So he said, okay, let's get this Samad movie. And it was called Samad Dar Rah Ejtihad, which I believe means Samad on the way of the dragon. It sounded interesting to me, so I said, let's get it. And then we watched it that night, and the story was Samad watches a Bruce Lee movie, and he thinks he's a kung fu master, and he opens up a kung fu dojo and teaches all these people fake kung fu, and it was very funny. And then many years later, when I moved to Toronto, I had forgotten where that place was, but it was in the Yonge and Finch area, and I lived in that area. So every time I would pass by, Pars Video was no longer open, but it was in a very unique location. It was very recognizable, this awning that was in front of it. So every time I passed by that location, I remember that night when Uncle Dariush took us there and rented us this funny movie, and a lot of good times. And I could go on and on. I have various memories of it, but I'll leave it at that because we have a wonderful program that was prepared by his son Shairam. It consists of prayers and writings from the Baha'i faith, as well as songs. And we'll also have a eulogy, and afterwards we'll partake in refreshments. So, without further ado, I invite you all to the program that's prepared, and those who are participating, I think know the order. So.
O thou provider, O thou forgiver, a noble soul hath ascended unto the kingdom of reality, and hastened from the mortal world of dust to the realm of everlasting glory. Exalt the station of this recently arrived guest, and attire this long-standing servant with a new and wondrous robe. O thou peerless Lord, grant thy forgiveness and tender care, so that this soul may be admitted into the retreats of thy mysteries, and may become an intimate companion in the assemblage of splendors. Thou art the giver, the bestower, the ever-loving, thou art the pardoner, the tender, the most powerful.
يا إله الأسماء، أسألك باسمك المهيمن على الأشياء، وبنفحات وحيك، وفوحات إلهامك، وبإشراقات أنوار فجر عطائك، بأن تغفر للذين صعدوا إليك واللائي صعدنا إلى أن وردنا عليك. إنك أنت الذي باسمك ماج بحر الغفران وهاج عرف الفضل بين الإمكان. لا إله إلا أنت الغفور العطوف.
So at this time, we're going to have the eulogy read in Persian by Dariush's sister Rahiz, and English by his niece Tahir. And all his siblings are actually here today, which is very special. Sharing English skills.
به نام دوست یکتا و پروردگار بی همتا. داریوش دهقان فرزند چراغعلی دهقان و نجما صادقی در 7 شهریور 1337 شمسی در شیراز پا به عرصه وجود نهاد. در 2 سالگی با پدر و مادر و خواهر بزرگتر خود به تهران نقل مکان کرد. ایشان تحت تربیت پدر و مادر و جامعه بهایی تهران پرورش یافت و معتقد به حقانیت ظهور حضرت بهاءالله بود و تا آخر حیات به این اعتقاد ثابت بود. داریوش در دوران نوجوانی وارد بازار شد و به کسب و کار پرداخت. او در 20 سالگی مغازه خود را در فروش لوازم یدکی اتومبیل افتتاح کرد. داریوش در سال 1364 ایران را ترک گفته و در سال 1365 به کانادا مهاجرت کرد. ایشان در سال 1373 با طلا هوشمند ازدواج کرد و ثمره این ازدواج شایان دهقان می باشد. داریوش در سال 1383 به ایران بازگشت و تا آخر حیات مقیم آنجا بود. او در 28 مهر 1304 به ملکوت ابها صعود نمود. از داریوش شایان فرزند او 2 خواهر به نامهای روحیه و روحانگیز و 1 برادر به نام بهرام باقی مانده است. داریوش شخصی سختکار، قوی اراده و خودکفا بود و مصممانه با مشکلاتش مبارزه می‌کرد. به قولش با وفا بود و از کمک کردن به دیگران خوشحال می‌شد. امیدواریم که دعاهای شما برای ارتقاء روح داریوش در تمام عوالم الهی بدرقه راه او باشد. با صمیمانه ترین ارادات، روحیه، بهرام، روحانگیز و شایان. و از این موقعیت من میخوام استفاده کنم از تمام کسانی که در ایران، آمریکا، استرالیا و جاهای دیگه‌ای اگر باشه با زوم یا واتساپ شرکت کردن تشکر کنم. حضور ایشان همشون برای ما خیلی محترم و عزیز هست. کمال تشکر رو داریم.
Dariush Dehghan was born on August 29, 1958 in Shiraz, Iran. When he was 2 years old, his family moved to Tehran and he grew up in that city. He believed in Baha'u'llah as the manifestation of God for this day. Dariush entered the world of business when he was a teenager and opened a store in selling auto parts when he was about 20 years old. In 1986, Dariush immigrated to Canada, and in 1995, he married Tala Hushmand. Then in 2004, he moved back to Iran. Dariush was determined, he was hardworking, and he was a steadfast individual. He would keep his word, and he took pleasure in helping others. He loved socializing, he loved cooking, traveling, and keeping up with the news. Dariush ascended to the Abha kingdom on October 20th, 2025. He is survived by his son Shayan, his 2 sisters sisters, Ruhiye and Rohangiz, and his brother Bahram. We appreciate your prayers for the progress of his beloved soul in all the worlds of God.
I never think these things are going to be as hard as they are, you know? Hello, everyone.